Hey, Brandon here. Today I'm going to be playing through Clans of Caledonia, and I'm going to be pairing that with, since it's a game about making whiskey and harvesting goods in Scotland and trading those goods, since, you know, whiskey's involved, Scotch, I'm going to be pairing that with Glenfiddich single malt 12-year. Yeah, so let's get Clans of Caledonia to the table. Let's get the Glenfiddich in the glass, and let's have some fun. So here is Clans of Caledonia mostly set up. As you can see in the solo game, what you do is you have these four tiles that are double-sided. You put them together, and you basically just pick whatever side you want. And this is the A one. You can tell because down here on this little rock, right way down here. See if I can get this to focus. That little rock down there, it says A1. On the other side, it says A2. So basically, it has to go with the A tile up here, B here, C here, and D here, and then you pick whichever side you want them to go on. So that's the first thing you do in setup. Then what you do is you take four of these tiles and you place them out on the board, and there's specific spots for like 2 players, 1 or 2 players, and then 3 or 4 where you're supposed to place them. And as you can see, there are 5 other ones that come in the game that change up what those will do. So you place those out on the board, and then for a solo game, what you do is any of these spots that have the cost of 1, you basically place another worker or another player's colors in all of those locations, and you can't use them. In a 2-player game, or a 1 or 2-player game, the whole outside edge of this board is off limits, like nobody can play in any of those spots. And what you do is you're going to place out 2 of your workers from this side of the board out onto the map to begin the game. And then you're going to be expanding from those areas out into the rest of the map. So that's the general idea. There's a lot more involved with it. I did, however, want to show you the rest of setup, where I pick the 2 spots. First off, we got to put out 5 of these to begin the game. In a 3 or 4 player game, you will place 6. All 6 of these spaces will be taken up, and these are contracts that you can get to try to fulfill, which will get you points and money and other various benefits for completing those contracts. But that is the main way you're going to be getting points. Over here, each round you're going to get points based off of each one of these. There are 5 rounds in the game. At the end of the first round, I will get 1 point for every 1 upgrade that I have. And to start the game, I have 0 upgrades. If I were to take this cube off, pay $4 to take that cube off. This represents another sale that I can make, or purchase, another transaction I can make at the market over here. So you can get more of those per round that you can do by upgrading this. This is your shipping track. With this, you start the game not being able to move over these rivers or these locks. If you pay $4 to upgrade this, now I would be able to move over rivers. If I upgrade it to here, that means I can move over one lock space. So if I had a building here, I can move over this lock space and build a building here. If I upgrade it to 2, then that means I could go over 2 lock spaces. So if I was here, I could build a building over there. So that's what those 2 tracks will do. Here, at the beginning of the game, let's say I end up starting with those 2 workers out on the map somewhere. This worker at the beginning of the game is going to get me $4 every round during the income phase for each one of these workers that I've done. If I get a second one, then I would get $8 per worker. If, however, I pay $10 to flip this, now all of these workers get 6 instead of 4. So again, 6, 12, so on and so forth. So that's what that upgrade will do. This upgrade works the same way, but these workers pay you 6 and 8. So if you upgrade it, it goes from 6 to 8. So that is your workers. That is all of the available upgrades that you can do down here. So that is that one. Here you'll get 3 points for every 2 either cheese, which I start the game with 1 cheese, bread, or whiskey. And that is these 2 goods right here. You got the bread, which is a little loaf of bread, and a whiskey, which just is a whiskey barrel. So that is that one. For every 2 goods you have of those 3 types, you will get 3 points. This one here, it is 1 point for every either wheat, milk, or wool good. So any of these 3 goods, you got the wool, the milk, and the wheat. Or this one, you will get 3 points for every 2 land locations that you have that are on the edge of the map. And then this one, you will get 2 points for every contract that you've completed. Let's see, like this. This contract, you need 3 beef in order to complete this contract. For the contracts, these are the things that you have to pay, and then this side is the benefits that you would get. So, since you would give up 3 beef to complete this contract, that's going to be a total of 6 points for this bonus tile at the end of the round. So that is another way to get points. So for each round, this is the way it'll work. First, you skip this in round 1. You skip this whole section. Then what you're going to do in player order is you each just take 1 action per round. And the actions can be to trade, where you come over here to the market and you can buy or sell 1 good. And that is, each one of these is a good that you could sell. So like, let's say I've got these 2 wheat down here and I don't need them for anything. So what I could do for 1 action is come up here and sell those 2 wheat. I would get, right now the current market value of wheat is 5. So I would get 10 coin, or 10 money, for selling that wheat. And then since I sold, I flooded the market, and that's going to decrease the value of wheat by however many individual pieces of that good that you did. So it would go down from 5 down to 4 or 3. But I would still get the $10, but that just decreases the value of wheat. So that's how that would work. Next action you can do is you can obtain an export contract, which are these over here. And if you look here on this mat, in the first round, if you take one of these export contracts, you will gain $5. So let's say I took this contract. I place it over here in this spot here. At any one time, you can only have 1 active contract. I, in this game, am playing Clan Buchanan. And the special ability of Clan Buchanan is that I have an additional spot for an open contract. So in this game, I can have 2 contracts at any one time going. All of the other clans vary, like Clan Campbell here. The first one of either the bakery or the distillery or the cheese shops, cheese shops that you build is going to cost you $3 less than it normally costs. And the costs for those are printed at the top of your player board. So let me just grab an additional player board here. So as you can see, the cost to build a sheep pasture is going to be $8 plus the land value. The cost to build a cow pasture is $9 plus the land value. The cheese shop will cost you $8. Same with the bakery. $18 for a wheat field and $10 for a distillery. And then any worker that you placed out, one of these foresters is going to cost you $6, and one of these miners will cost you $10. So, back to Clan Campbell. The first one of the cheese shop, the bakery, or the distillery will cost you $3 less than its normal cost. So they go from 8, 8, and 10 to 5, 5, and 7 respectively. And the second one will cost you $4 less, third $4 less, and then the fourth one will cost you $5 less. So Clan Campbell just makes it a little bit cheaper to build those. Clan Mackenzie, you can age your whiskey. Basically, if you produce a whiskey, you can place it on here, and then in the next round, it'll age, and you can sell it. Well, anytime you pull it out of here, you'll gain $7. But if you let it age a little bit further, it'll gain you $15 when you pull it out. So that's how Clan Mackenzie works. Clan Cunningham, you can just sell milk for $8. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different ones of those. But I'm playing Clan Buchanan in this game. I just randomly chose one at the beginning. So that was obtain an export contract. Next thing you can do is expand, which I kind of just taught you how to do. So let's say I had started the game here. I could expand off of this because right now my shipping is still at 0. So I could expand to here or here. And let's say I wanted to build this sheep pasture. It's going to cost me $8 plus 3 for the land spot. So that would cost me $11, and then I can just build there. So that is expansion. Neighborhood bonus, you don't get that in a single player game, but the neighborhood bonus is, let's say I had built here and there was, let's say I built here and this was another player's wheat field here. I could purchase however many, up to 3 pieces of wheat for $2 less than its current market value. Another action you can do is for $4, you can upgrade your shipping. Another action you can do is for $4, hire a merchant down here, which gives you the ability to buy and sell more goods. Or you can fulfill an export contract. So like, let's say I had 3 more pieces of cheese, I could then spend all 4 of those cheese to complete this contract. That is really it. So you have one of those 7 actions you can do, or you could pass. If you pass during the first person to pass in a round is going to get $16. And that changes based off of the number of players. So if you look here, so first player would get 16. Second player to pass will get 14. Third player will get 12. Fourth player would get 10. In a 1 and 2 player game, it is 16 and 13. In the solo game, you always get the cheapest amount. But as you can see, or you always get the highest amount. But as you can see out here on the board, I cannot go into any of the one cost spaces out on the map. So basically, yeah, we skip this in the first round. I'll go over that in the next round. Then you just do actions until you pass. Then you collect income based off of your workers that you've placed out and however much they make you. You get your money from passing, and then you any goods that you produce. So like, let's say I had cleared off that. So let's say I had those out on the board. So I would produce 2 wool and 1 milk. Then you can spend any of your produced regular goods to get an upgraded good. So if I had that milk, I could then upgrade that milk to cheese. If you produce wheat, you can upgrade wheat to either whiskey or bread. And you don't necessarily have to produce that good. Like I have these 2 wheat here that I did not produce, but if I end up getting a distillery, I can spend one of those to then get a whiskey. So you do all of those, then you score whatever the bonus tile is for the round, and then that's the end of the round, and then you just repeat all of that 5 times. So, again, in the first round, we skip this whole step. So we're on to the first round, and I will just go ahead and begin. Well, first, I guess I have to place out some workers. So, where would I like to start? I think I'm going to start with a guy right here. So that was 6 and 2. That was $8. Oh, I didn't start with that. Oh yeah, and I started the game with this tile, which told me that I started with 2 wheat, a cheese, and $55. And here is my $55, 2 wheat, and a cheese. So that was $8 for that spot, the 6 and 2. So that was 10. Take 2 back. And for my second starting guy, we'll stick this guy right here. So that was a 10 and 2 is 12. So now we're all set up and ready to go for the first round. Oh, and I almost forgot. Stick that back over there. I've got some wheat and some cheese. So I think I want to start by getting one of these contracts. And since I have the cheese and I have 2 wheat that can turn into this bread really easily, I think I'm going to start with this contract, which will get me $5 in the first round. And I'd really like to get my income going again. So I think I'm going to take another one of these guys, place it up here. And any of your miners have to go in one of these spaces that have a mountain. Your foresters have to go in any of these spaces that have wood. So I'm going to place this miner up here because it's mountain or pasture. So that is $12. 15, so I'll get 3 back. Oh, but I already cheated. In order to go there, I have to have my shipping up to where I can cross that river. So let's just kind of go back here, and I'll pay $4 to bump my shipping up to where I can cross rivers. So now I would have done that and gotten that guy there. And it'd be nice to be able to get that bread made. So I'm going to build a bread thing there, which is 8 plus 3, which is 11. And I'm already down to $14. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, since I know I'm going to be producing bread, I'm going to take this contract, since I can also do that with Clan Buchanan, and that's going to get me another $5. And now that needs beef, and in order to get beef, I need to have cow pastures, and then I need to slaughter those cows, which is just taking that cow pasture off the board, putting it back onto your player mat, and I need to do 3 of those. So how about I now build a cow pasture? Let's do that right here. So that is 9 plus 4 is 13. Now, what I think I'm going to do here is, because this is going to work out in my favor, is I am going to sell this cheese that I have. And I know you're thinking, oh, I need that for this contract, but wait and see. So I'm going to sell that cheese, which will get me $10. I decrease that, this cheese goes bye-bye. So now that I've sold that cheese, I have $15. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, which will be 8. I'm going to build right here, which is 2. So that is $10. So that's that 10 that I just got. And now at the end of the round, I'm going to produce 1 cheese from this milk. So that basically even that out to where now I'm going to have that cheese. I would eventually like to be able to get this export bonus, which means I'm going to need 1-2 shipping in order to be able to get over there. So I'm going to pay 5 to upgrade my shipping one more time. And now with $1, there's nothing I can really do. I mean, I could sell one of these wheat, but I'm going to need that wheat for this bread. And that wheat would only get me $5. That might get my shipping up. But as you can see, I need 3 bread coming up. So I think I'll hold off on selling that wheat as of yet. All right, so I'm going to pass. I'll get $16 for passing. Wait, I had $1 before, right? Yeah, I think I only had $1 left. So 16, so I'm up to 17. And then I collect income, you can see here, and my income is 4 and 12 is 16. So that's another 16. And now I produce all of my standard goods, which the only good I produce is a milk. And now I can produce upgraded goods, which I can spend that milk to get a cheese, and I can spend a wheat to get a bread. All right, so that is the upgrade good production. And now points based off of that. I have 1, 2 upgrades. So that's going to get me 2 points on the prestige track. And that is done. Oh yeah, so that was that. So now at the beginning of the round, what you do is you flip over the scoring tile that you just did. You fill up this board. So fill that up. And then you take back all of your merchants. And now in a solo game, what you do to represent some people like messing with the market over here is you take these 2 die, you roll them. So now bread is going to go up 3. So it goes 1, 2, 3. Wool goes down 3. 1, 2, 3. And we've already done bread. So cheese goes down 3. But if you look here, there's this little outline here on the edge. If you're in the low portion, then you're automatically going to do, it's automatically going to raise by whatever the die value is. So instead of going down 3, it's going to go up 3. So now we go from 9 to 12. And now we look over on this board, and the minus, which is anything in this column is a plus. Anything in this row is 1, 2, and 3. So minus 3 means this contract is now out of the game. And the cotton, so this was like somebody else completing this contract. So cotton is going to go up 4. And that's how that works. All right, so now we're back to the second round and back to doing actions. As you can see, real simple like solo play. It's pretty smooth and a lot of fun. Okay, I think I'm going to start by selling this cheese again, which is going to get me $12. And now I'm going to build a wheat field right here, which is 18 and 3, that's 21. So now I'm producing wheat on my own. And I want to get a guy built out there, so that is 6 and 5 is $11. So there's 10, 11. Now I'm going to build another bakery. So let's go, that's 8 and 4 is 12. And I'm going to sell that bread because I'm going to produce 2 now in the next round. And that bread will get me $12. I still have 13. And how about I raise my shipping again, which costs 4. So now I'm within 2 of that. So what you do is you have these 4 tiles down here that you can basically like place on those to say that you've activated them. So I'm going to activate that one, and that's going to get me $10. Okay, so I use that port bonus. I'm up to 19 again. So now that I'm here, I think I want to try to get over to here so I can get this bonus up there. Let's get another cow out. So that's 9 and 4 is 13. That leaves me with $6. I'm just going to stop right there for this round and pass. So that's going to get me $16. And now we collect income. So I'm getting 12 and 8 is 20. And now producing regular goods, that's going to get me 2 wheat, 2 milk. And now upgraded goods, I'm going to trade that milk in for a cheese, and those 2 wheat for 2 bread. So that is production. And now over here, for every 2 goods, upgraded goods, I have a total of 3, so that will be just 1 set of 2. So that's going to get me 3 on this track. So I'm up to 5. And now that flips. And we fill back up. The contract board. Take back our merchants. And now we're rolling dice again. So cheese drops 2, 1, 2, so it's now at 9. Milk goes up 2, so it goes from 5 to 6. And something is dropping 2. Looks like whiskey is dropping 2 down to 9. All right, we're ready to do actions again. Oh yeah, and since it was -2, that is -2, so this bread is now gone, so that means tobacco goes up to 4. I think to start, I'm going to complete this contract, which is 2 bread and a cheese. So I spend those. And now, cotton is going to go up 3. So it goes from 4 to 7. And since it passed this point, that means I'm going to gain $1. And now I can build anywhere without paying the land building costs. So let's see. How about I build up or here? Yeah, let's build here with our big guy to bump up income a little bit. So it'll just be 10, and I don't have to pay the 6. So that'll just be $10 for that. And then these hops down here, that's just a point at the end of the game. So the different goods, the way that works is now I basically have 3 worth of cotton at the end of the game. And basically this is how rare, the further up on the track means there's more of that good. And if it's the highest one of the 3 goods, then basically cotton, tobacco, and sugarcane. So right now cotton is the most readily available. So that's going to be worth 3 points at the end of the game. So that's 3 times 3 is 9 points. Tobacco is second, it's worth 4. And right now, sugarcane is the rarest, so it's worth 5. So we've completed that. I like the idea of getting my income going, so I'm going to take this guy and place him here. So that's 6 plus 2, that's $8. So pay the 8. And I've got another lumberjack out. And again, I need more cows for that, so I'm going to build another cow pasture right here. So that is 9 and 4, that's 13. So 15 gets me $2 back. And again, since I'm producing cheese and bread, I think I want to get that contract there. So I'm going to spend 5, so that is 10. Get a 5 back. I'll take this contract, add it down there. And I think I'm going to sell both of these. So I'm going to sell the milk, which will get me $6. Milk is gone. I'm going to sell that wheat for $5. So I'm back up to 18. Yes, I'm going to activate this. This is 1, 2 away from there. So that's going to let me do 1 upgrade. And I'm going to upgrade this one, which you can if you get the upgrade thing, you just have to pay half its cost. So that's going to be $5 to upgrade that. So now I'm going to get $8 for each one of those instead of 6. And that also gets me 3 points on the prestige track. So I go up to 8 there. And the last thing I'm going to do is build another cheese factory. I'll build that right here. So that is 8 and 4 is 12. And with $1 left, I'm going to have to go ahead and pass. So that is 16 for that. Now producing goods, I'm going to get 3 milk. And 2 wheat. Then for upgraded goods, I can spend those 2 milk to get 2 cheese, and the 2 wheat to get 2 bread. And now I will get a point for every standard good I have. I just have 1 cheese, so that's just going to give me 1 point. Flip that. And now we refill that. And back to rolling dice. So wool comes down 2, but it's actually at the bottom, so it's going to go up 2 total value. So it'll go from the bottom 3 to the bottom 5. And now milk decreases by 2, so it is worth 5. And whiskey is going to gain 3, so it goes from 9 to 12. And the negative 3 is gone, so now sugarcane is at 1. So I believe first thing is first, I'm going to complete this contract, which will get me 1 bread, and all 3 of my cows have to come off the board. And that's going to make sugarcane go up 4 to 5, which is going to get me $1. Oh, I forgot to collect income at the end of the last round. So that's 24 and 12 is 36. So I got that $1 for passing that. We're back to this. Now I can do 2 upgrades. I'm going to spend 5 to upgrade this. And I think I'm going to get another merchant. Oh, those should have come back too. So those were my 2 upgrades, and I get $10. So that is that contract completed. And I believe I'm going to spend 10 to take this contract here, place that up there. Now let's go 18 and 4 is 22. Get some more wheat production going. Now let's get a whiskey production going. So that is 10. Let's just go here. And 4 is 14. 15. And I believe I'm going to place another cow pasture out. So that is 9 and 4 is 13, which is all of my money. Let's see. I'm going to sell this bread for 11. And let's go 8 and 1, 2 will get me over to here. 8 and 3 is 11, which is all of that money. I think I want to keep everything else. Yep, so that is my action. So I'm going to pass, which will get me $16. And now income, I'm at 24 and 18, so that's 42. And then production of standard goods, I'm going to get 1 milk and 4 wheat. I'll just take that 4 wheat. And now upgraded goods. I can spend these 2 milk to get 2 cheese. And I'm going to spend these 4 wheat to get 3 bread and a whiskey. That is 3 bread and 1 whiskey. All right, so now for every 2 buildings that are settlements that I have on the edge of the map. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So I'm going to get 2 times 3 is 6, so that puts me up to 15. So there is that. And now we're refilling up the contract board. And take back merchants. And now rolling dice. So bread is going to go up 2, 1, 2. Wheat is going to go up 3, so it goes 4 to 7. And milk is up 3, so 5 to 8, way at the top. And 3 positive is gone. So now tobacco goes up 2. So now it's back to actions. But before I begin the final round of actions, let's go over some end game scoring. First thing you're going to do is you're going to gain points based off of this track here. So however far along that you are, you'll gain that many points. Then each of the basic goods, which are wool, milk, and wheat, are each worth a point, whatever you have left over. Each processed good, so cheese, bread, and whiskey, are each worth 2 points apiece. Every 10 money you have is worth a point. Each hop shown on your completed contracts is worth a point. And then the tobacco, cotton, and sugarcane on your completed contracts are worth however many points, whether they're the most or least readily available. And then you also, in a solo game, you're going to, if you've completed 5 export contracts, you'll get 4 victory points. 6 will get you 8, 7 or more get you 12. If you have settlements that are connected by your shipping, 8 to 10 will get you 6, 11 to 13 will get you 12, and 14 or more will get you 18 points. In the solo game, you're shooting for these scores. Anything below 115 or lower, not so good. 130 to 16 or 116 to 130, you're a rookie. Average, expert, and then genius. So that's what you're shooting for as far as points. Okay. So final round. I think first thing I want to do is complete my contracts. So let's do 1 bread, 1 cheese, 1 whiskey. And that will complete this contract. So that's going to move tobacco up 3, so from 6 to 9. I get 2 upgrades. So let's just upgrade my shipping and take 1 more merchant. And then I get $10 for completing that contract. That's 10. Now, I'm just short a bread of completing that. So let's purchase a bread for 12. That's 10 and 12. Gets me a bread. So now I can spend 3 bread and a cheese to complete this contract, which makes cotton go up 4. So from 7 to 11, I'm going to get $1, $5, and 1 additional point. So now, can I complete any of those other contracts out there? I think I can. I think I'm going to take this contract, which will cost me 15. And I'm going to build that sheep pasture right there for 10. And I'm going to complete this contract with that sheep pasture and these 2 cheese. Just going to move this up 3. It's going to get me another upgrade. Let's take another merchant just in case. I'm going to spend 15 to take this contract. I'm going to build that sheep out there again for 10. I'm going to buy a cheese for 9. Oh. That's that. I'm going to get rid of that sheep again. Get rid of this cheese. It's going to bump that up 2. It's going to get me $10. And now I can build in a location without paying its land cost. And at this moment, I have 1. Oh, these are connected. But I'm planning to build right there, which will connect them. So it's 1, 2, 3. When I build that, it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 settlements. Yeah. So let's build right there without paying the land cost. Build that cow, which will be $9. That's 10 and 1. And the way the settlements work is settlements are any of these like adjacent locations that are within an area that are not like, okay, so like these 2 are connected, so that's 1 settlement. Since there's a river here, that means they're not connected to this one, so this is a separate settlement. So that's 1, 2, this would be a 3rd settlement. This is a 4th, 5th. Since there's nothing there, these are separate from that. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 settlements, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And these are connected because they're 2 away, which is less than my shipping. I'm at 3. These are 2 away, so those are connected. These are connected across this lock. So I have 11 total settlements, which will score me 12 points at the end of the game. I have $4 left. I mean, that could get me a good, which will get me a point. Let's see, I'll get 16 for passing, which is 20, plus 18 and 24. So that's 42, and 16 is 58. So this puts me at 62, which gets me an extra point. So if I purchase something, which I don't have enough to purchase anything, so never mind. I'm going to go ahead and pass. It's going to get me $16. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is 10. And collect income. I have 18, 42, 42. So I have $62 left. And now production. I'm going to get 2 milk, which I'm just going to turn into cheese. I get 4 wheat, which I'll just turn into 3 bread and 1 whiskey. And now, final thing of the round is points based off of that. You get a point for every meat that's on your completed contracts. That's going to be 3, 4, 5 points. from that. So that, 5 times 2 is 10, so I go from 15 to 25. So now, we're on to endgame scoring. So, as we showed earlier, I had 25 points on the prestige track, so there's 25 there. Each of my regular goods is worth a point. I don't have any regular goods, so nothing there. Each of my processed goods is worth 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 12. Every $10 is worth a point. I have 62, so that is 6 points there. Each hops on my completed contracts is worth a point, so that's 1, 2, 3, so 3 points from hops. All right, so now we go on to the 3 major goods on contracts. So the most common is cotton, so that's worth 3 points. I have 3 and 4, that's 7. 9 times 3 is 27 on cotton. And then second most is tobacco, so that is worth 4 apiece. I have 3, so 4 times 3 is 12. And now sugarcane is the rarest, so that is worth 5, and I have 7 on sugarcane, so that is worth 35. And now I completed contracts. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contracts. And in the solo game, if you complete 6, you get 8 victory points. So that is 8. And now I had 11 settlements that were together. And 11 settlements gets me another 12. So, let's see, 25 and 12, that's 37. And 6 is 43, plus 3 is 46. 66 and 7 is 73. 83, 85, 90, 120, 128, plus 12 is 140. So, my result is I am just average. 140. Not too bad. I'm not a genius, but I'm also not a rookie. So, that was Clans of Caledonia. Let's talk about it. So, Clans of Caledonia. I was really excited about this game ever since the Kickstarter. It looked like it was right up my alley. And so I've been waiting and waiting. Saw a bunch of people were getting their copies. I never got mine. Whatever. I understand that's just how things are. Like, you don't know how shipping is going to go, manufacturing, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, it came. And what are my thoughts? Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. I absolutely adore this game. It is everything that I thought it would be and more. The use of the market to get goods, to try to like fulfill your contracts, it's just great. Everything plays so smoothly, as you can see from the video. It's just smooth and fast, and it's real simple. I mean, it's real simple. It sounds like there's a lot when you're explaining the game, but everything is so intuitive. It's just, you're getting these contracts. You're laying down this type of settlement to then produce this type of good. And then you produce that good. And you get so much money for your workers that are out there. And it just, everything makes sense. And it all flows so well. It's amazing. This game is amazing. I absolutely adore it. Yeah, everything that Juma is going to be doing in the future, I am going to be watching. I know he did a game in the past called like Green Deal or something like that. The board itself looked really boring. It was just like a bunch of tracks that you're moving up. But if that's like a predecessor to this, I know it was very economic in that game. So, I mean, it's got some similarities with this, but it makes me want to go back and look at it. I think I might have to pick that up because, wow, Juma, this is a great game. This is a really great game. This is probably one of my favorites of the year, like easily, hands down. Wonderful game, and the Glenfiddich with it, great. I'm a big whiskey fan, and Scotch in general. I'm not super big on like the Islay style, which is a little more peaty. I like the Highland stuff, but Glenfiddich, really good. So anyway, as you saw, I had the Kickstarter, which came with the metal coins. You do get the standard, if you got just the regular game, you do get cardboard coins instead. So let that be of note. I also got this box cover for the upgraded version. Anyway, Clans of Caledonia, excellent game. Juma Al-JouJou, Karma Games. Klemens Franz did the art, as you could tell. Yeah, it's a great game. One of the best of the year. Easily. I love it. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'll see you guys next week. Have fun.